So in this video, we're going to look at the dissection of the brain and the spinal cord. So this is a chip brain, and this is the spinal cord. We have 3 segments of the spinal cord. So the spinal cord and the brain are part of the central nervous system. And the central nervous system, it is protected, the organs of the central nervous system, it is protected by this layer of membranes that we call the meninges. So we have 3 meninges. We have the outer, that is called the Dura mater. We have the middle one, that is called the arachnoid. And then we have the inner membrane, the inner meninge, which is called the pia mater. So the Dura mater is the thickest one, and it is in close contact with the skull and the vertebra in the case of the spinal column. These membranes are continuous from the brain into the spinal column. So this is the Dura mater. Now the pia mater is directly in contact with the tissue of the brain and the spinal cord, and it's very thin, and it just infalls into the indentations of the brain or the spaces within the spinal cord. And the arachnoid, it's located in between the Dura mater and the pia mater, but it's made out of collagenous fibers and elastic fibers that at some point, rather than look like a membrane, look like a web of spiders. That's why it's called the arachnoid. And it's a virtual space, or makes a virtual space into which the cerebrospinal fluid circulates between the brain, the spinal cord, and the ventricles inside the brain. Now, then this will be the Dura mater on the brain, and then in here, in the spinal cord, which is this, it is this part in here. I'm going to put part of this tweezer into here. So this is the Dura mater. So the brain has different lobes, the 2 anterior lobes, which will be the frontal. This will be the parietal. This is the mid-sagittal line. This will be the occipital. This will be the temporal. Okay, and then posterior to the brain, we have this organ that is called the cerebellum. Help us to maintain equilibrium and to coordinate 5 movements of our muscles. So when someone has problems with the cerebellum, they start having gross movements. And then also they have a walking type of, or they have certain type of walk that is called ataxia. So in order then to see the internal structures of the brain, we have to remove these meninges. But before that, so this is where we have the base of the brain. Here we have the pituitary gland, the hypothalamus. Then this part of the brain is called the brainstem, and within the brainstem we have the pons, and then the medulla oblongata, which will be somewhere around here, and then the spinal cord down here. So let me remove the meninges, and it'd be much better if I had a pair of scissors, which I think I'm going to get. Hold on just a second.